Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so I'm start the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Me singing, so me start the show. I don't know. My words are mixed up. I've been all over the map today playing with the cats and outside already, and it's going to be a nice day. I don't think it's going to be too hot, but it's going to be nice and sunny. And I like it sunny because even if it's a little bit cooler, I can put on a sweater, but I can't create more sunshine. Oh, my goodness. Oh, who's there with you today? Christine, Eloine, Shyla, Charla, Kingston, and Ella. Oh, my goodness, a full table full of little ones. There we go. Oh my goodness. Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. There you go. Miss Christie is here. Christie, my friend Rick Bronson was on. I don't know if he's still here or not, but he took me on some of my adventures when I first started doing comedy. He's an amazing magician, and he now is an entrepreneur that owns comedy clubs and things like that. So, he's very important in my life, and I love him a lot. And I never see him very much because we're in two different worlds now. Yeah, that's the way it is. So I'm so happy to see Rick Bronson. Oh my goodness. Do I have anything to tell you today? I don't know. Anything to tell you? Not much. I don't think so. We did some... I had to shoot a video yesterday that was a little uncomfortable. It was a mental health video. And it was just hard because there's nobody to present to. That was what was the big problem. And it was just me with my phone recording the video. And I kept looking up and seeing me, and I'm like, well, what does this guy know? But you know what? And I thought it was probably a 2.5 out of 10, because I was stumbled over my words a bit, like I do when I'm reading to you, right? And, or talking to you, or just thinking, or, breathing. Sometimes I stumble over that too. But, and I put some humor into it. And I sent it off to the lady who needed it to put on her website. And guess what? She loved it. She thought it was fantastic. So we are our own worst critics, I think. I don't know if anybody else there thinks, oh, that's not good enough. And other people are looking at what you're doing and they're like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then this Friday, I'm going to be doing some comedy at the Rumors Comedy Club. So, but to no crowd. So that's going to be even harder because when you're a comedian, you sort of need to have the feedback of people laughing, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to emojis going. I wish emojis made noise. Maybe that'd be good, right? Be like all the happy emojis. Yeah, ha 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 ha. One guy, you suck, right? That guy we don't pay attention to. Kateri, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you very much for showing up. Even if you're late, that doesn't matter to me. Well, Miss Christie, you didn't give me a kick, so I'm going to start reading all but... Okay, now she's kicking me constantly. Okay, that's uncalled for. I'm going to call an adult. I'm going to call an adult, and you're going to be in trouble. I'm just saying. You can stop kicking me now. Please stop kicking. And one more. For good measure? Hey, Miss Christie.
Yeah.
Can we get a puppy?
No.
Please?
No.
What about it's a puppy?
Pardon?
What about a puppy?
No.
We should get a puppy.
No.
Hey, Cosmo, should we get a puppy? I wish we could have filmed this. Cosmo's like cleaning himself under the table. Cosmo's our cat. And I go, Cosmo, and he goes, what? I go, can we get a puppy? And he just looks at Christy. So he just went, he didn't go like this, but he looked back at me and went, yeah, she says no. But I hear maybe. That's it. K2 is here. Samuel and William. See, they're all saying, Poppy, Poppy. That's it. And I get to say a special hello. I have a new friend named Chantel, and her little daughters are named Janelle and Janny, which is kind of cool because Weebe's mom, his name is Janelle, and we call her Janny. So, Janelle and Janny, I'm so glad that you're able to watch us today. That's fantastic. They live way out in Ontario, far away, and they're little. Yesterday they were going to go for a walk with her daddy, and yeah, it was so cute. I got to talk to them on the phone. I am going to read a couple of books I have not even glanced at. This one's called David's Father, and my niece Danica lent me this. Yes, Danica lent me this one, and I've not read it, but you know what? It looks so worn out. It looks like it's been read a lot, so I bet you it's probably a pretty cool book. Yeah, and then I'm going to read I Love Cake. Cake, cake, cake. I love cake. Miss Christie got me this book. I'm going to take the cover off of this one, and I'll read I Love Cake after, because I do, I'm not a big sweets guy. But I do like some good cake. I like carrot cake. Miss Christie's carrot cake is awesome. So let's put on my readers. Birdie, 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 boat, boat. And let's go. Oh, we have a birthday. I just got a message about a birthday. Let me just read quickly about a birthday. Okay. Paulo. It's Paulo's birthday. And I was waiting to make sure that I was going to say the name right. So let's sing Happy Birthday to Paulo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paulo. Happy birthday to you. Birthday. Zippity pow, baby. So happy birthday. Miss Christie just looks at me like, do you know what? You do that often, and not only for birthdays. So there we go. David's father. The story is by Robert Munsch. And Michael Marchenko illustrates a lot of his books. And this book is from 1983. So this one's pretty old, actually, comparatively. And it is distributed in Canada by Firefly Books. So thank you very much, Anik Press and Firefly Books, for letting me read. Julie was skipping home from school. She came to a large moving van. A man came out carrying a spoon. Only it was as big as a shovel. The other man came out carrying a fork, and it was as big as a pitchfork. A third man came out carrying a knife, and it was big as a flagpole. Yikes, said Julie. I don't want to get to know those people at all. And she ran all the way home. It hid under her bed until dinner time. Might be a little scary to see a giant knife like that, eh? I like this guy here, eh? Yeah, I got the knife, Lou. Lou, you got the fork?
Yeah, Eddie, you got the spoon?
I got the spoon right here. You can tell I got the spoon. I'm carrying it in my hand here. The next day, Julie was skipping home from school again. A boy was standing there where the moving van had been. He said, Hi, my name's David. Would you like to come and play? Julie looked at him very carefully. He seemed like a regular sort of boy. So she went to play. At 5 o'clock, from far away down the street, someone called, Julie, come and eat. Oh, that's my mother, said Julie. And somebody yelled, David! That's my father, said David. Julie jumped in the air, ran in a circle 3 times, ran home, and locked herself in her room until it was time for breakfast the next morning. She piled everything in front of her door. The next day, Julie was skipping home, and she saw David again. And he said, Hi, Julie. Do you want to come and play? Julie looked at him very, very carefully. He seemed like a regular boy, so she stayed and played. When it was around 5 o'clock, David said, Julie, please stay for dinner. But Julie remembered the big knife, the big fork, and the big spoon, and said, Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea. I think maybe I should go. Goodbye. Well, said David, we're having cheeseburgers, chocolate milkshakes, and salad. Oh, said Julie. I love cheeseburgers. I'll stay. I love cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers as well. I like homemade cheeseburgers. So they went to the kitchen. There was a small table with 3 cheeseburgers, milkshakes, and salad. On the other side of the room was an enormous table. On it were a spoon as big as a shovel, a fork as big as a pitchfork, and a knife as big as a flagpole. "David," whispered Julie. Who sits there?" "Oh, that's where my father sits. You can hear him coming now." David's father sounded like this. "Grom, grom, grom, grom." David's father asked Julie if she would like a snail. Julie said no. David's father asked Julie if she'd like an octopus. Julie said no. David's father asked Julie if she'd like some delicious chocolate-covered brick. Julie said, no, but please may I have another milkshake? So David's father made her another milkshake. A chocolate-covered brick. He's eating snails and full octopus. Pusses? Octopi. Octopi.
Big snails.
Those are huge snails. They're easier to catch, though. Oh, I guess they're right here, too. He opened the door. He was a giant. Oh, you know what? I think these pages are mixed up. Yeah, these pages are mixed up. So we'll go back. He opened the door. David's father was a giant. On his table were 26 snails, 3 fried octopuses, and 16 bricks covered in chocolate. Okay, so that makes more sense now. And then these pages there I already read. And then we'll go this way. David and Julie ate their cheeseburgers, and their father ate snails. Julie and David drank their milkshakes, and the father ate fried octopuses. Julie and David ate their salads, while their father ate the chocolate-covered bricks. And then Julie's father asked if she would like a snail, and Julie said no. David's father asked if Julie would like an octopus, and Julie said no. And David's father asked Julie if she would like a delicious chocolate-covered brick, and Julie said no, but please, may I have another milkshake? So David's father made her another milkshake, and that's where the pages just got mixed up. I was so confused for a second. When they were done, Julie said softly, so her father couldn't hear, "David, you don't look very much like your father." "Oh, well, I'm adopted," said David. "Oh," said Julie. "Well, do you like your father?" "Oh, he's great," said David. "Come for a walk and see." So they walked down the street. Julie and David skipped, and the father went, "Brong, brong, brong." They came to a road, and they couldn't cross. The cars would not stop for David. The cars would not stop for Julie. The father stepped in the middle of the road, looked at the cars, and yelled, "Stop!" All the cars jumped into the air and ran around in a circle 3 times and went back up to the street so fast they forgot their tires. Beep, beep. Julie and David crossed the street and went into a store. The man who ran the store did not like serving kids. They waited 5 minutes. They waited 10 minutes. And they waited 15 minutes. When David's father came in, he looked at the storekeeper and said, "These kids are my friends." The man jumped into the air, ran around the store 3 times, and gave David and Julie 3 boxes of ice cream, 11 bags of potato chips, and 19 Lifesavers, all for free. Julie and David walked down the street and went around a bend.
If you don't like serving kids, maybe you shouldn't have so much
Yeah.
stuff in your store
Yeah,
that kids
that's
like.
what I was going to think. Like, if you didn't like to serve kids, why do you have ice cream, potato chips, and Lifesavers? And, dude, kids are awesome. There were 6 big kids from grade 8 standing in the middle of the sidewalk. They looked at David, they looked at Julie, and they looked at all the food. Then one big kid reached down and grabbed a box of ice cream. David's father came around the bend. He looked at the kids and yelled, "Beat it." They jumped out of their shirts. They jumped right out of their pants and rounded the street in their underwear. Julie ran after them, but she slipped and scraped her elbow. I don't think I've ever been scared out of my pants. David's father picked Julie up and held her. Then he put a special giant Band-Aid on her elbow. Julie said, "Well, David, you have a very nice father after all, but he still is kind of scary." I haven't read this book before. Oh, you think he's scary? Wait till you meet my grandmother. She's like King Kong. That was pretty silly. You see, what happened there was Julie was afraid of somebody before she even met him, right? She was very just judging people by the way they look instead of who they are. That's what we shouldn't do that. We should get to know people. If you get to know people and you find out, I don't really like them, that's okay. But don't just not like them because of who you think they are. You got to get to know them, because there's many times where I had a friend named Rick who has passed away, and I miss him a lot. He was very big. I think he was 6'8" or 6'8", 6'9", somewhere around there. Great big monster of a fella, and had a grumpy look on his face. And I worked with him in Calgary, and I had nobody ever sort of went up to him and stuff, and just grump look on his face. And he used to wrestle in the WWF back in the day, even before it was called the WWE, the WWF. And he was big and muscly and things, and he had a grumpy look on his face. And finally, I was working with him at the door one night, and I said something to him, and he laughed. And I looked around and had this big smile on his face. And it just changed who he was. And we ended up becoming really good friends and becoming roommates. And we were inseparable for a long time. So it's really neat, because I saw him. I thought, oh, here's this grumpy guy, great big guy. You know, he's going to be a big meanie. And he wasn't. He had a great big heart. It was really, really, really nice guy. So now let's read a book I haven't had a chance to read called I Love Cake. I love cake, 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 cake. And this story is by Tammi, and the pictures are by Angie Rosieller. That's like that. That's how you say it. There you go. There we go. I love cake. And this book number 2, is by Catherine Teagan Books. So thank you very much, Catherine Teagan, for letting me read this book. In the middle of Sweet Valley Woods lived a rabbit, a porcupine, and a moose.
I am rabbit.
I am porcupine. I'm frog. Just kidding, I'm the moose.
I like his sweater.
This sweater's awesome. It's got a great outfit. And he's got, the rabbit's got like a Easter egg. They were best friends. I'm not good at being the boss, says the rabbit. I'm good at having fun, said the porcupine. I'm just moose.
He's good at wearing sweaters.
He's very good at wearing sweaters. And that's the way they liked it. That's the way we like it. So there's confirmation. One morning, Rabbit bounced out of bed early. Today is my birthday, he said in a completely different accent than the other times that he spoke, because, So he invited Porcupine and Moose to her party. Oh, to her, so I should probably use it. Be at my house in an hour. Sounds like fun. Oh, cake. Cake. The moose likes cake. The three friends got ready. Rabbit grabbed her to-do list. Oh, I love throwing parties. I love throwing parties. Porcupine struck a party pose. I love playing games. Oh, that's the voice I'm going to use for him so I don't get confused. I love playing games. And Moose squeezed into his favorite sweater. I love boiled turnips. Not really, I like cake. It's got nice sweaters. Porcupine and Moose tried to make it to the party on time, but Porcupine said, Man, I can't find Rabbit's present anywhere. And Moose said, I can't get out the door. He's bonking his head. Bonk, bonk.
Again,
Another sweater, yeah. Finally, they arrived at Rabbit's house. Happy birthday. Man, this is for you.
Come on, let's get started.
First, the three friends jumped on the trampoline. Whee! You guys, he's stuck to the tree. You see that? I should back up so you can see a little better, but he's stuck to the tree, and the moose says, "What is that? What I think it is?" Next, they played pin the tail on the chipmunk. No peeking. This is fun. And look at the smell. Waves are coming. And Moose is like,
You know when the smell is pink.
It's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good smell. Yep. It's gonna smell like anti-bullying. No, that's a different thing. Then Rabbit and Porcupine heard a mysterious noise. Nom 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 nom.
What was that? I don't know. What was that? Man, I don't know what it is.
But Rabbit didn't give it much thought. She had an important announcement to make. It's time for cake. Well, I see some conflict about to arise. Hey, what happened to the cake? Oh no, man, what happened to the moose? Rabbit and Porcupine looked everywhere for missing cake and missing moose. Well, I see what might have happened here. At last, they made a big discovery.
Hey, Moose, there you are. Hey, are those cake crumbs on your fur?
Uh-oh. Bum, bum, bum. Rabbit and Porcupine... Oh, sorry. He's like, nope, I don't think so. Rabbit and Porcupine gave Moose the look. What? You all think I ate the cake? That hurts. Maybe a badger came in and ate the cake. You ever think about that? Maybe it's a badger came in and ate the cake? Badgers like cake. It says that on National Geographic. I watched the National Geographic special. Badgers eat cake. Especially rabbit cake. Pink rabbit cake's their favorite, I bet. Uh-oh. Look what they're saying.
Man, I smell cake. I smell a rat.
Rabbit and Porcupine, only one thing, and it was gone. Oh, they're both very sad. All the sniffling made Moose sniffly too. Oh man, why do you have to look so sweet and adorable and... Oh, I can't take it any longer. Okay, maybe I had one bite of cake, but that is all. I only wanted to make sure it was okay. Is that fine? Okay, right. Listen, it's not. Is it my fault? My mouth's so big that the whole cake kind of fell in, and I'm really sorry. Can we still pretend we're friends, pretty please? I beg of you. Can we get matching sweaters? What do you say? Uh-oh. He admitted to it. He ate the cake. Rabbit got hopping mad. You ruined the whole party. Porcupine got prickly. Well, man, this is no fun. And Moose got the message. Back at home, Moose thought of ways to make it up to his friend. Maybe flowers, or maybe poetry, or maybe a singing gorilla. But nothing seemed quite right. Then Moose noted something on his fur. Aha! And he went right to work. Later that day, Moose returned to Rabbit's house. Oh, surprise! Rabbit and Porcupine trying to ignore Moose. But Moose was just so, well, Moose. Come on, guys. I made you cake. Said I'm sorry. Rabbit loved the surprise. And Porcupine loved the surprise too.
Well, I love cake.
Yeah, man, I love cake too. Moose loved the surprise exactly as much as he loved cake. Oh, yup, I love cake. I do love cake. But I love sharing it with my friends even more. That was kind of cool, hey? What did Moose do? Well, Moose went in and snuck some cake, and then before he knew it, he ate the whole thing. And then he fibbed about it, right? He fibbed and said, I didn't eat the cake. Maybe it was a badger. Badgers eat cake. They come and eat people's houses all the time and eat cake. And they, yeah. And then he finally said, okay, it was me, it was me, it was me. And, you know, he was sorry and he went and made a cake. So that's kind of one of the lessons that we got to learn from that is it's okay to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. That's the way it is, right? You have to be ready to apologize. That's what you have to do. Apologize and make it good. Some people aren't going to accept your apology right away. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of time, or sometimes it'll take a long time, and sometimes maybe they'll never accept your apology, and that's up to them. But you have to be. We were all talk about this all the time about being the best version of you that you can be, right? Always be you. And like the right there, they got mad, right? The porcupine got mad, and we always say it's okay to get mad, it's okay to get sad, and it's okay to be upset with the people around you because that's what might happen sometimes, right? But what do you have to be? A-B-K. Always be kind. That's what you have to do. And be the best version of you that you can be. Moose wasn't the best version of himself, was he, when he ate the cake and then he lied about it? Nope, he was not. But then he made the apology, and which means that Moose isn't perfect. And we don't want anybody to be perfect. Miss Christie and I don't expect anybody to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. We want you to be the best version of you that you can be. Because in our world, and all that you say, and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You've just got to be you. Lots of love from Miss Christie and I. And we will talk to you tonight. Boop, 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 boop.